Welcome, everybody, back to the show you all know and love. Yes, it's time again for Dave and Jeremy watch Star Trek for some reason. It's a very easy title to remember because it basically states the obvious. Like, we're watching it for some reason. We're going back right from the very beginning of Star Trek, the original series, all the way through to whatever the latest series is that you people are watching in the year 2035 by the time we get there. I am here. I'm Jeremy, and I am joined by Dave.
Hello.
Hey, and Dave is currently organizing things behind the scenes
Yeah, I'm
to
I'm
make this a
organizing
seamless
things.
experience for the two of us. So what we do is we watch an episode, which we can't actually stream for you because copyright
No,
and
not
all that
allowed.
jazz.
Not
We'll get
allowed.
demonetized, and we can't have that.
Oh, I'm not making any money from this. Are you?
Yeah, let's just avoid that question and move on.
Oh, well, have you got some dodgy side deal or something going on? I didn't click any buttons. Anyway.
Look, we're a big hit in Finland, okay? Just go with it. I don't know. Some obscure corner of the internet really loves our stuff. They're just not showing up on the view count because they're like really shy. So,
Yes.
yeah.
They're stealthily managing to download files from the internet without it resulting in any visible evidence of it in any of my
Yep. No,
counters.
no, no telemetry is logged. They're all using VPNs and being very sneaky on the dark web and trading MP3s back and forth. That's how it's done, as I understand it. So this week, I understand we'll be watching the episode titled. I can't remember what the title of the episode was, so help me out, Dave.
We are watching Star Trek, the original series, Season 1, Episode 7. What are little girls made of?
Oh
First
God.
aired October 20,
Yep.
1966.
Cool. Yep. There's been a
Um,
bit of a theme in Trek so far, and I'm not too sure if I'm terribly
yeah, I saw the
comfortable with it,
title.
but
I just saw the title and thought, well, based on all the previous Star Trek episodes we've seen, I'm just going to assume a little girl gets godlike powers and threatens the Enterprise, and then they invent time travel and everyone's happy. I mean that
yeah.
seems like the general theme so far.
Well, I mean, basically, all of these episodes from this point on should just be, well, we'll use time travel to solve it, because why not? But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think you're quite right, Dave. It sounds like that kind of episode where, some malevolent force comes in the guise of a young person on the ship. And
Yeah.
we've never seen this episode before, have we? So,
No,
can
no,
only
we
be a
haven't.
good thing. Yeah.
It's got to
There's a
be
lot of
that.
that in Trek so far. There's a lot of very kind of like, ooh, aliens are weird, but how about those females, eh? They're pretty strange too. I just, there's a
Yeah,
real undercurrent of that
yeah.
happening in this, and I'm kind of like, okay, guys, like, this is the 60s, not the freaking, 1740s. Like, come on. But hey, it was a different time. It is of its time. And I mean, obviously the original series in its own ways did break ground, in television. So there's a lot to be said for that. But yeah, I guess we'll crack on with the episode.
Yeah, I
Oh,
suppose we
actually,
will.
no, you had an anecdote for us, didn't you, Dave?
Oh no, I was just commenting before we started the recording. There was a post on Mastodon where one of the Star Trek accounts that I follow that it's called Star Trek No Context, and it
I
tends to
know the one.
post
Yeah,
yeah it tends to
yeah.
post stills from episodes where characters are saying things that are real dodge. Um, but anyway, they just posted what did they post? Oh, what's the best Star Trek series? And so everyone's posting all sorts of lists of
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the Star Trek series are that they believe in. And I edited mine about 4 times before coming to a definitive conclusion that is of course correct.
You're a true
So,
fan, Dave. Yes.
well, it did occur to me. I suddenly realised that I have actually watched an awful lot of this, so maybe I should stop listing so many series.
Yeah. For anybody who's just joining us on this podcast, I am compared to Dave's, veritable lexicon of Trek knowledge. I'm a little bit of a newbie. I watched a lot of TNG back in the day, and that's kind of my baseline. And then some other series branch off of that, but TNG is definitely my strong suit. So when we get to that, which will be approximately 2 years from now,
Two
it'll be
years. Yeah, it'll be about that, won't it?
Probably. Oh, come on. We joke about this every week, but
That's
yeah,
because it's going to take 2 years. That's why.
it's probably going to take that long. We're trying to get through this as quick as possible, but yeah, it's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while. All right.
It's going to take a while.
So, folks, should we get on with it? I suppose.
Without further ado, let's
All
get on
right.
with the
I
show.
guess
You guys can go away now because we'll be back very shortly with what we thought about title of episode.
title of episode. I can't edit in the. No, it's not
Oh, you
how it
can't
works.
superimpose you saying it over the top again. Like,
That's not how it
okay.
works.
On
Oh,
with the
God.
show. Oh, that was good. Well, I say it's good, but we should probably do with the proper thing in a moment.
Yeah, why don't you start?
Yeah, all right. So that was what little girls are made of.
Which appears to be
Which
mostly
is nothing...
electronics.
Exactly.
Just on the lawn.
Yeah,
I wasn't
and
aware
lots
of that.
wires and stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with little girls at all, really, apart from
No.
that assistant android. But
No, that was
even then,
no, it wasn't very good.
it went a lot better than I thought it would.
I'm just glad it wasn't another episode of Godlike Powers.
Yes, another godlike.
We've had another one. We've had too many of those.
A mercurial creature with godlike powers that threatens the crew of the Enterprise when it gets accidentally beamed up from planet XYZ.
Yeah, which is what usually happens. No, it was just robots run amok. It's funny because the whole theme of it being androids will inevitably eliminate everything human because androids are perfect. It does kind of crop up a fair bit in Star Trek.
It does, yes, yeah.
It does crop up a fair bit in Star Trek, and while I was watching it, I was kind of like, I wonder if this is where the Orville got the whole subplot of something, which I won't talk about because it's a spoiler. But anyway,
I haven't watched the Orville, spoilers. Yeah.
Those of you who watch the Orville will know exactly which episodes I'm talking about. But yeah, it bumbled along. They kind of Kirk knew something was up straight from the off. I loved his he was so crafty that he implanted the calling Spock names thing into the android.
Racist terrain. They'll never know.
They'll never know. That's brilliant. That's just every time I've never seen in any of these like I'm going to steal your mind and blah blah blah. They never the copy is always perfect. The person being copied never thinks I'm gonna put something really crafty in this copy, right?
Yeah.
So that was really neat. That was Kirk actually, having half a clue. But yeah. Otherwise, it was kind of okay. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was all right. It was a perfectly serviceable sci-fi, episode of Star Trek. And you mentioned the whole android thing. Like what is it to be human, and androids being perfect and all that sort of thing. And I mean, TNG is just basically one big long series of that with Commander Data. So
obviously
he's trying to become more human because he's already virtually unstoppable android life form and all that sort of thing. But he lacks emotion
but he has weird humanism. Whereas these guys are sort of closer to androids like the Borg, where it's just that they are perfection and they will assimilate everything and blah blah blah. And Data was much more. He was a lot more human. Whereas these guys were a whole.
He
lot
didn't
more...
hate humans for a start, which is probably a good.
That's probably a good
view them
start.
as inferior, I should say. Yeah.
I thought it was interesting when we were watching the episode. You sort of was talking about Noonien Singh and
Noonien Singh.
Yeah. And so much of Star Trek when you talk about androids now, or genetic super creatures or whatever is always Noonien Singh, right?
It's always Noonien Singh, and it kind of it just annoys me because it's kind of like, come on, like it's a big universe. He can't be like the only dude working on this stuff. It's just like, oh, Noonien Singh's creation, blah 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 blah, and it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I find it a little bit stifling because it's like so many different, alien races and cultures and all that sort of thing. But no, it's just one human dude
it
who
does.
has this incredible, legacy of like 15,000 androids, which nobody likes. Apart from Data. Data's the one exception to that rule. I guess maybe Law, but he was a baddie, so he was a bit of a rogue, that Law.
Yeah, they do lean into the
Yeah.
Noonien Singh stuff an awful lot. I think even more so in newer Trek, like
Yeah.
hugely in Picard season 1, obviously.
And I never watched 2, but I know that he was in that as well.
Well, yeah, but oh god, let's not talk about Picard season 2.
We could spend a whole
can we just
week on
ignore
its
it?
own from Monday through till Sunday night, just complaining.
Oh,
Probably,
yeah.
but hey, we're here to talk about TOS episodes, so
yeah. I mean, but you're right. But the Picard season 1 and 2 had too much Noonien Singh as the backbone of androids in the first season and genetics in the second, and it's just they rely on that an awful lot in later Trek, far too much, and yeah. Well, it's. I think I'm glad that it wasn't Noonien Singh, and this was the genesis of all of the canon about that.
yeah.
Right.
I'm surprised they didn't call back to this Corby guy because it sounds like he was, quite, had books that were required reading at Starfleet Academy. That
but it sounds like he had no androidiness till
That's
he
true.
landed on
This
the
is all.
planet, turned into an android, and then killed everyone. Right.
Yeah, to prove that he's a superior, being. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think. I'm not surprised there wasn't any callbacks to Corby, although it kind of should have been in some ways, but just purely in a mission log or something going. But
yeah, exactly.
I guess it just doesn't crop up. So
no, I can't remember what he was famous for. What they mentioned on the ship, because he is a famous scientist or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's just something. I'm sorry, I skipped over that as well.
Yeah, I think we talked over that, but everyone was like blah blah blah,
blah blah.
Score,
He's
blah,
very
blah, blah.
very important Starfleet person. Blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, whatever. Yeah.
I do like though. Okay, so let's talk about our favorite bits. I'm going to go first.
Okay.
I love the bit where suspicion is immediately raised when Dr. Corby says only the captain should come down, and then it's mentioned that his wife is actually on the ship, and he's like, oh well, she can come down too, like. Yeah, okay. Just send the captain. No, nobody else. Just hey, it's been 5 years. I'm a shy guy. What can I say? Kirk just goes along with it, but he does bring along those two security. So yeah, to his credit, he doesn't go down completely, outmanned.
No, not the red shirts lasted terribly long, but hey,
No, one of them. No, I thought it was hilarious because I actually thought one of them did just fall down the stairs until it's revealed that that huge android did it. I was just like, yep, no, that sounds about right.
Day.
He just slipped and fell because the nurse almost did as well.
Yeah, that wasn't hugely convincing, by the way. I thought that was kind of like
She kind of had to go out of her way to make it look like she might fall down.
Yeah, that was kind of weird foreshadowing. Going,
yeah.
Oh look, it's really dangerous here if I walk way away out of where I'm supposed to be. Yeah,
Kirk probably thought, well, no great loss. I mean, he was eventually going to fail me anyway. It might as well be now.
Yeah.
Oh man, but well. Once again, the crew of the Star Trek Enterprise just cop it.
Poor old red shirts.
Not the important ones, of course. More red shirts down for the count.
Trying to think of what I think. No, I think I've mentioned my favorite moment. Well, no, actually, it was really cool seeing Kirk do the mind tricky thing to the end.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's
but
right. Yeah,
I actually just really like the way evil android Kirk starts saying all the racist stuff to Spock. And then just it just disappears, and then Spock has a normal conversation with him. It's like Spock was clearly, this isn't right, but I'm not going to make an issue about it now. I'm just going to continue to have a normal conversation with the captain. And
Yeah.
he was straight onto it. He was straight onto this ain't right. Right.
Yep.
I like
Kirk's
that.
credit, that was an unusual outburst. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Even though at the end it kind of sounds like Spock said this one before, I
He
think.
doesn't even apologize. He's like, well,
Well, you know,
whatever, suck it up, buttercup.
I saved the ship. Piss off.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh dear. I suppose should we do some scores?
Numbers.
Should we do some numbers?
People want the numbers, Dave.
We have to put a number in a box that says
this is how good it is, and you have to abide by our decisions.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I should
The
type
internet
some
needs
things
to know. Yeah.
Just even working. No.
What are you?
Well, I'm just filling in my spreadsheet. Hang on. Right. Okay.
Oh, okay. You're trying to launch Excel. Well, we've got all night.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to launch. I'm management now. Christ, I can't launch anything.
Oh, are you? Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not joking. I'm so incapable of doing anything technical anymore that I had to have the office
It's a
administrator.
miracle you got Discord running, folks.
I had to have the office admin person at work explain to me how a light switch works.
Oh, Dave! Wow.
I was completely confused.
I'd heard stories, but I suppose
no,
it's true, isn't it?
It's totally true. I shouldn't have admin on anything. All right, it scores numbers 1 from 10, 1 to 10 thing. What are you going to give this one?
Oh, me? I thought you were starting off.
No.
Again, management. Delegating. There we go. Yeah.
That's how it is.
That's how it is. I will give this episode a good, solid 7.
7? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Okay.
We've seen some a bit of Drek so far. So I mean, this was, maybe I'm being a little bit overly positive. Maybe I'll regret giving it this number, but I thought it was perfectly good.
Okay.
I like it. There was nothing wrong with it. None of the characters really annoyed me, apart from the stupid, dress that the female android had to wear because female android.
Oh look, Trek! Look! Star Trek does that forever. Okay.
It doesn't. It's sci-fi.
It never
it's sci-fi
stops.
in general. It just never stops.
It never stops.
Gotta go. Anyway. Yep. How about you, Dave?
No, I'm gonna give this, I'm afraid, a 6. Look, it was fine. It was okay.
That's only one down from what I got.
It was fine. It's not quite at the level of 7 for me. I think.
Okay.
I think it's kind of, yeah. It's good. 6 is good. 6 is better than 5.
Nothing to hail the Enterprise about, but
incredible insight. 6 is better than 5. But
that's why people tune in, Dave. That's why we have 0 viewers. I can't see any numbers, but I'm assuming that's the case.
Did you know the number 6 is larger than the number 5? That's
the more you know. Yep.
Yeah. No, it was okay. It was okay. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as some previous episodes. I think it's the thing.
We won't name because spoilers.
Well, no. Hopefully, I've read all the other ones. I mean, ones we've already seen, right? So
yeah, exactly. I think this is probably one of the highest scoring ones for me, just because I mean, it's an old trope, but I thought it was executed fairly well, and I did call it was a good solid twist at the end with the good doctor being an android himself.
Oh yeah, I kind of thought that was coming. Like it was that was kind of obvious. I mean, it was
but that would have been very
executed.
fresh at the time, probably. It was probably like, whoa,
I
or
guess.
not. Maybe I'm not. Being a little bit. Yeah, people were like, they were writing about this in the 40s, and I'm like,
I'm sort of thinking, if I think about science fiction history, they were probably writing about this in the 30s, if I'm being
1812 or some crap, and I'm just like, oh, Napoleonic Wars, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So.
But no,
anyway.
that's good. Right. Okay. Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed our lovely onward chatter about Star
So
Trek,
lovely.
and I think I mentioned the Orville, and I've mentioned a few other things.
Mastodon.
Mastodon. Mastodon, yeah. What's
Grumble,
Mastodon
grumble.
about? Oh, the favorite
Yeah,
Star
the
Trek
favorite
shows.
series. And you were
Yeah.
wrong on the internet, but that's okay.
Well, that's
Everybody does it
fighting
at least
words.
once, let's
That's
be honest.
fighting words. Oh,
It's fighting words, all right. You won't see me posting that shit. I don't need nerds on my back. Oh, jeez. All right.
all right. So what
What? So what?
next
Ooh,
episode? The next
yes.
episode is called Miri.
Oh, how do you spell that?
Miri. That's it. That's the whole
Mary.
name of the episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll have to see how that
I,
goes. So
I guess we'll
should
be
we
on
see?
our merry way then.
Yeah. That's terrible. Oh, we're not going to have any listeners after that.
Yeah. Nobody's ever made that joke, I'll have you know, on a podcast about Star Trek. So let's just move on. Yeah, they totally have.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see you next time, folks.
Yeah. Bye.
I'll crawl back into my hole.
God,
See ya.
jeez.